Hey y'all, let's get right into it. Okay, so I'm just gonna give you a little backdrop, a little history, because right here you see me with a low cut, but this was back in 2011. That's the first time I ever cut my hair off. But when I did that in 2011, I was just tired of doing my hair. I was tired of maintaining it. I had a lot of hair and I was over it. I didn't want to be bothered. So I was just like, you know what? Let me go to the barbershop, chop it all off. So that's what I did. And I love my low cut. I kept it like that for a few years. Up until 2013, I dyed it, styled it, played with it. Like I had the most confidence when I had my low cut. But in 2013, I met my husband, and he was my boyfriend at the time. And he asked, if I would mind growing out my hair because he just wanted to see how I look with hair. And of course, me being the great girlfriend that I was, I agreed to it. So I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll grow it out because, I feel like back then he thought that I was bald because I couldn't grow hair or my hair wouldn't grow. But I'm just like, okay, yeah, I'll do it. I have hair to grow and I'll show you. So October of 2013 was the last time that I had got my hair cut. And that's when my first natural hair journey began. And once my hair was long enough to grip, which I want to say February of 2014, I slapped some braids in it ASAP. And for the majority of 2014, I just, kept up with protective styles, weaves, braids, twists, my go-tos. At that point in 2014, I wasn't into wigs yet. January 2015 was my first time flat ironing my hair since my natural hair journey began. It was my first time flat ironing my entire head because when I did my weaves, I would flat iron my leave out. And as you can see through my bang, like at the bottom of my bang, you can see the heat damage starting to come in. So after flat ironing, I decided to try flexi rods and prem rods, and I enjoyed them a lot. And then I would go and do two braids every now and then because I loved my two braids. That was like my go-to for natural looks. And then right here, I did a twist out and it came out absolutely amazing. I loved it. And when you see my hair in these froze, it's either me blow drying out my hair to prep it for getting a weave. Here was my first attempt at a wash and go, and I had pinned the front back because the front wouldn't even curl because it was that badly heat damaged. And this is a flexi rod set. And me flat ironing. And back to the flexi rod set. And then back to the flat iron. Couldn't get enough of the flat iron in 2015. And then this was a twist out. 2016, I continued with the twist outs, the braid outs. That was mainly, my go-tos, twist outs and braid outs. I attempted probably like one wash and go, which was right here. And then right here, I was prepping my hair to get braided in order to do a sew-in. And this was a pretty devastating time in my life. So this was the sew-in. Got it put in March 25th. And it did not even last a week before I had to take it out. And I was absolutely devastated with what happened with that sew-in. It was just way too much tension on my hair, and it wound out ripping my hair clean from the root. Like the bald spot on my head was soft as a baby's bottom. Like, I was actually in denial. I swore that my hair was like that my whole entire life. I just knew, like, oh no, my hair's been like this forever. This didn't really happen. After the fact, I cried for an hour just trying to process that I had bald spots. After that, I mainly just went straight into flat iron my hair. I went flat iron crazy, and I attempted wash and go some more, which they came out decent, not the greatest, and continued with my prem rods. And I would track my progress through like over the course of time. I would track the progress of my bald spots, because what I did was I would massage the bald spots every day with tea tree oil, and eventually they did come back in, but it did take a while. But in the meantime, I just went flat iron crazy, as you can see. Got so crazy to the point I'm just like, hey, my hair's already gone, let me dye it. I mean, how much worse can it be? What more damage can be done? I mean, I'm bald. So the dyeing gave me severe damage, as you can see right here. Like, I had hardly any curl pattern. It just looked a mess. It looked crazy. But I mean, hey, whatever. Didn't care. Like, heat was my best friend at this time because I had my bald spots. By the time we reached August, my bald spots came back in. They was nice and full and thick, but at that point, I was still, like, not feeling too great about my hair. So I decided to cut it. I got a nice haircut. I got it like shoulder length, because at this point it was just dead and damaged. I got it cut to my shoulders, which I love the haircut, but still I was not happy. So I decided to go for a big chop. From November of 2016 to May of 2017, it was straight protective styles. Did not want to see my hair, didn't want to be bothered with my hair at all. So it was braids, faux locks, crochet, wigs, all of that. I took a little break over the summer in June to, give my hair a little breather. But from July until December of 2017, straight protective styles again. Come January of 2018, I decided that I wanted to embrace doing wash and goes. So I tested that out for a bit. But February to July, back to protective styles. I had my go-to shoulder length wig that was just my girl all 2018. Like, loved her. I did other things in between, but that was like my main protective style, that wig. Come July, I decided to go back to the wash and goes for a bit. See what my curl pattern was looking like, see what the shrinkage was looking like. And, I stuck to it for a while before I decided to, bring back the protective styles. November of 2018 was my first time flat ironing my hair in 2 years since my big chop. I was in love with it. It was thick. It was full. I wound up having it cut in layers. But this time around, I did not get flat iron crazy. Once I washed it, that was it. That was my only flat iron. And I still have yet to flat iron it since that time. Come December of 2018, I started to re-embrace the wash and go. And at this point, I had found what worked for my hair well, and I just stuck to it. Come January 2019, it was my first time trying to puff. I absolutely loved it. And from then on, I just continued with the wash and goes consistently. At a point, I was in the hospital for a while, and it was kind of hard to maintain my hair because I just didn't have the energy or the strength, but I did my best in that. But yeah, mainly just stuck to the wash and goes. June 2019, I decided to try out twists because I've never actually tried out twists. Like I've done twist outs, but I've never actually left the twist in my hair. And during this time, I was going through some major shedding, and it was pretty bad. It was like how it was back in 2016 when I had lost all my hair. Sorry, correction. Not when I had lost all my hair, when I had lost all that hair on the temples of my head. I decided to compare my hair to a TGIM buttercream daily moisturizer because most naturals know how big this jar is. So for you all to really get a feeling or understanding of how much hair that I actually lost during this time. And when I say during this time, I mean during just this time of me putting the twist in my hair. That's how much hair I lost while installing those twists. After all the hair loss, I decided to stick with wash and goes because my hair was so thin after the hair loss, and I just felt as though wash and goes were the best bet for me, just to avoid any type of tension on my hair. So no protective styles at all, only wash and goes. But come 2020, my hair is thriving. My edges have grown back. And they are strong and back to where they were. I can put a tension on them and it won't take them out. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe.